It feels so good to be here. It's been a wild year for me, man. My father's 55, he's single and he's on Tinder and he's killing it. And he calls me all the time about it. So excited. People are like, you know, you can set your radius to a mile. I'm like, dude, what? Why? He was like, because I don't want to walk too far. That's why. I'm like, that's gross. It's weird. My dad's single in the area that I grew up in. So my friends will call me and they'll be like, yo, I saw your dad on a date the other day. And I'm like, where? And they're like, at my house, cooking my mom breakfast. Damn, bro, that sounds like a good-ass date, dog. See you at Christmas. I feel like I should tell everybody now, I don't speak Spanish and I'm Mexican, and I apologize. All right, not a lot of Mexicans in the crowd. Whenever I tell Mexicans that, they're always bummed out. But whenever I tell Americans that, they're like, dope, the plan worked. My mom would make fun of me all the time growing up and call me a bad Mexican because I didn't speak Spanish. So she'd call me white kids' names growing up. She'd be like, you're being a real Chad right now. She's like, I remember one time I was at a grocery store. I was just being a not good kid. And my mom just screams at me. She's like, Kevin, get over here. And I ran up, but also two adorable white kids also ran up next to me. Just terrified. I was like, no, man, she's talking about me. He was like, thank God. My mom makes fun of me a lot. I told her I started going to see a therapist, and I was going to go see psychology stuff. And I don't know if you guys know this, but most Mexican Americans do not believe in mental health and or psychology. I know this because I told my mom I was going to see a therapist, and she was like, that shit's evil. It's like, okay. But she was kind of right, because I went to a white psychologist, and I started telling her all my Mexican problems. And I told her how I was raised. My mom was a single mom growing up. She worked 2 jobs, and she went to college all while raising me. And she wasn't the nicest person about it. She was kind of impatient sometimes, and that's kind of how it happens, you know? And I told my therapist this, and she goes, man, it sounds like she was being really mean to you, and you were just a kid, and that wasn't your fault. I was like, you're right. She was like, you ever think about asking your mom for an apology? I was like, you could do that? She was like, of course, this is a safe place. And she lied to me. I went up to my mom. I was like, hey, Mom, you should apologize for all that mean stuff you said to me when I was a kid that made me feel inadequate as an adult. She was like, you know what? You're right. I am sorry that I raised such a little bitch. No more therapy for me, so I should go to therapy because I'm weird. I don't think there's ever going to be a Mexican mass shooter. I don't think it's ever going to happen because a Mexican guy would have to work 3 jobs just to save up for one of those guns. It costs a lot of money to kill a lot of people very quickly. Some would say it's a privilege. Even if there was a Mexican mass shooter, no one would get hit because Mexicans shoot like this. All right, a lot of you tightened up, and that's because morally you're good people, you know what I mean? Because school shootings are tragic, but homeschool shootings can really tear up a family. Like the mom, dad, and the principal, that's 2 people. I've been subscribing to a lot of OnlyFans right now, and it's pretty great. You know, just doing my part as a feminist, you know? OnlyFans is amazing right now. It's really giving a lot of power to women, and I love that, man. It's beautiful, you know? Back in the day, men would say derogatory stuff like, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Now, you can turn that into a down payment on a house. And that's power. People would be like upset if their daughter went to college and had sex with a bunch of people. Now it's a franchise. Some dude's like, my daughter went to Harvard. They're like, that's cool. My daughter bought me a Tesla and a house, and all she had to do was sleep with her boyfriend a bunch. A lot of you didn't like that, and that's because your kids don't have what it takes. I tried to adopt a dog over quarantine, and they were all very mean to me. I tried to do the right thing. I tried to go to a shelter and adopt a dog that they rescued from South Korea from a meat market that they kept in a cage for 7 months, and I was like, yeah, I'll pay for that story. You know what I mean? $1,500. That's a feel-good story. I called them and I was like, hey, I'd like to have this dog. And they're like, where do you live? I was like, I live in an apartment. And she said, no. I was like, why not? And they're like, because that dog's been trapped in a cage for 7 months, and we don't want to put him back in another one. I was like, well, what should I do? She was like, should have saved up for a house, and then hung up on me. Yeah. That's why I like Mexico. Because for $100, I could go to Mexico right now and get a purebred white UCSD student delivered to my house. I could crack that box open, she could fall out and be like, oh my God, thank you so much for saving me. I'd be like, I need one more favor before you go. She's like, oh no. I'm like, no. Just need you to fill out this dog adoption form. Tell them you live in a house. And then I'll let you see your family. Oh, this is fun. Do you guys think that there's a tape with Trump saying the N-word on it? Yeah? How mad would you guys be if it was a mixtape with him and Kanye West and those beats were fire? They're like, oh my God, we used to have the most racist president in the world, but oh my God, can he flow? He rhymed collusion and illusion. That's just good writing. I miss hair every single day of my life. I do. I miss it. Back in the day, I used to have beautiful hair. Men would hit on me from behind. You know how much confidence I had back in the day? All of the confidence. Men would be like, yo, what's up, girl? And I'd be like, hey, man, what's up? And they're like, oh, and I'm like, yeah. My wife, gorgeous hair. Sometimes when she's sleeping, I like to sneak into the bedroom and I'll put her hair on top of my head. And then I'll just start brushing it, you know? She'll start to wake up. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, go back to bed. This is my time. She's like, why are you wearing my makeup? I'm like, cuz it makes me feel pretty. That's fine. I'd suck a dick for hair. I would. A lot of you guys don't know my plight, so for real, you guys are like, why can't Frank, can't you just buy hair? I'm like, yeah, but I want hair now before I get off stage. Any hairdressers in the house? No? Damn it. I was balding in high school, and I remember I asked the prettiest girl at the prom, I was like, hey, do you want to go to prom with me? She looked at me and she goes, oh my God, why is the janitor asking me to prom? I was like, Every Christmas, my father would just buy me hats, and I never got it. He'd just be like, here's your hat. I'm like, thanks, Pops, I'm not really into sports. He's like, oh, you fucking will be. When it's all you have left.